news media, and designated staff shall be allowed to attend the executive session. All other members of the audience are asked to leave the room. Representatives of the news media are specifically directed not to report on any of the deliberations during the executive session, except to state the general subject of the session, as previously announced. The decision the decision may be made in the executive session. At the end of the executive session, we'll return to open session and welcome the audience back into the room. There you go. Now we have citizen and community group comment. I have none in front of me.
We have to let them in first.
That's true. I didn't know we were locked down.
I didn't know we were locked down either.
Details, Jerry. So just so everybody knows, I have not had, I didn't declare ex parte contact because I haven't talked to Aaron Neldner in months and months. So I did not have any ex parte contact with Aaron regarding the purchase of the property. So, okay.
All right.
I think
So
we still have no public comments.
no public comments. Okay, and now I have the consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Okay, first, do I have a second?
Second.
First and second, all those in favor say aye.
Okay.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
Who was the first and the second? And it's-
Terry was first,
second.
Mike was.
Mike?
Oh, was it you?
Yeah.
Oh. All right, we are at agency business, real property decision. We don't need to worry about that, right?
Right, we don't, there's really no decision at this point. We'll just carry forward and bring more information back to you at another time.
Okay, traffic control recommendation for Southeast Fourth and Southeast Main Street. That's part of that.
Okay. Yes, that is for, did I not print that one out? I don't think I printed that one out. So the four-way stop at Main Street, and Kurt's here in case he needs to answer any questions about that. We had a traffic study done. The recommendation was that we don't need a four-way stop at Fourth and Main at this point, but we're very close. We're within if there was a 10 to 15% increase, we'd meet at least one of the criteria. So the DKS thought that we might want to go ahead and include it in this project. Traffic and Public Safety Committee recommended including it. I think I neglected to put that in the staff report, but they did make that recommendation. And then for Third and Main, the Traffic and Public Safety agreed with the traffic engineering study that there needed to be improved crosswalks and lighting for that as well. So we're just looking for direction from the board. I might need to bring back a resolution to install new stop signs, but that would be city council. But since this is part of the urban renewal project, that we'd talk about it here and let you decide
Okay.
if you
I
want
think
to do
everybody's
that.
on board with the four-way stop.
Yeah.
We had this discussion pretty thoroughly. It's going to help with everything.
Okay.
And I think that 10 to 15% increase, we're going to be there.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about that, but anybody got anything to say to that? We're all in consent. Okay.
So are we talking about a four-way stop at Fourth and Main and then at Third and Main, just improving the crosswalks? And because I thought we were going to put make that a three-way stop.
There was discussion of a three-way stop. The traffic engineer's recommendation was, and I don't remember if I asked him to specifically look at a three-way stop. And I think Director Prokop suggested maybe even a stop at the top of the hill, like you have at the top of Broadway, although Broadway is much steeper than Main. But the recommendation for that was improving the crosswalks, improving the lighting. And I think we were going to add the push button flashing additional pedestrian
We have that.
crossings. That's already in the project. So if you want, I mean, what do you think about the third three-way stop? I think it's,
Wasn't there a discussion about it being difficult to come to that stop or something about the hill and yeah.
Mhm. That's,
Well,
I know we had talked about it.
Turn
I'm
it
trying to,
It gets kind of slick on that hill,
That's-
coming down that hill.
that's what I remember too, that we backed off of the stop at that intersection, but the priority was the O-Treats.
Well, the,
intersection.
the idea of the three-way stop was not the stop coming down the hill, but the three-way stop, the two roads entering Maine and then going uphill was stopping at that point. And then the traffic coming down the hill would only have to stop if the crosswalk signal was engaged. I think that was what I got from our conversation.
Well, no, I'm looking at you for that one.
I was just gonna say, I'm fine with the Traffic and Public Safety Committee's recommendation though of the four-way and then the improvements.
Yeah, as long as there's something there to, a signal for that crosswalk that people, coming down, and the lighting is huge. I've heard
Yeah.
that so much.
I think that probably, you want to go.
I was gonna say, I see what you're saying on the stop going up there, because I think I argued that in the beginning myself. But I think it was actually you that made a good argument about vehicles having to make a run up the hill, they stop right before they go. It's gonna be hard, so.
Yeah,
I just,
I get that. I was just trying to.
yeah, I remember that's the only thing I'm thinking about, stop signs there. And if there's improved lighting and everything, I think with Paul and recommending it then, so. Recommending the traffic and public
So I
safety.
think we're all on board.
okay, four-way stop at Main and improved crossing treatment for pedestrians at Third. Okay, we will go with that.
Okay,
That
great.
sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now we have resolution 2023-001, a resolution for the purpose of transferring appropriations per ORS 294463.
Okay, this is a transfer resolution for the budget. It's just kind of housekeeping for the budget. When we sold the O-Treats building, we had a loan with the city. I apparently looked at the wrong line of the amortization schedule and did not put enough in the budget to actually pay the whole amount off. And so we were making just we'd be short just over $1,000, but that it's critical to make sure that our budget is aligned with what we're actually expending. And so we would transfer $1,000 or $1,100 from contingency to the loan, the line of the loan to pay that off. And we also didn't realize at the time that we were okay, I'm getting there's, we have the transfer and we have the supplemental budget. This is the transfer. Okay, so we also need to transfer the 25,300 because the riverfront, the final engineering ended up being more expensive than we thought. So we're going to pull 25,300 out of, we'll decrease Main Street enhancement, increase riverfront improvements. So it's not necessarily it wouldn't have gone against the resolution that we adopted for the budget, but this is more transparent because it shows where that funding is actually being spent. So that is the resolution that is before you.
Okay. Now you've heard the resolution. What would you like the motion to read exactly?
Okay, and that is in the, if anybody has the staff report,
I have it pulled up.
yeah, okay.
I move to approve resolution 2023-001, a resolution for the purpose of transferring appropriations per ORS 294.463.
Okay, do I have a second?
A second.
The first and second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
Okay, great. And then the last thing on the agenda is adopting a supplemental budget. And this is also related to the engineering for the riverfront project. However, we received a grant that we didn't anticipate, so it was not budgeted for. So we need to put into the budget to receive those funds and then be able to expend them for that project. It's for $62,100, and the grant was from the Oregon State Marine Board for that. And so this corrects or adjusts the budget to make that reflect the accurate amount.
Okay.
Cool. Just one quick question. The 25,000 that we had to transfer over for the engineering for that. Does that on top of the 63?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so Elena might explain this better. So we are it was $25,000 more than we thought it was going to be. But we received a grant for 62,000, so they're kind of independent of each other. We had budgeted what we anticipated it to cost 25,000 more, so we're making the transfer in what was just passed. But we also received this grant, and this is what this. Am I explaining that right? The
Yeah, so,
revenue, yeah. Oh, Elena's there.
yeah, I'm here. When we applied for the grant, we had got an estimate for the project. And by the time we received the grant, the cost to do the project was the $25,300. It was more. And so we needed to transfer those funds, but we received the grant that we applied for. And so that 62,000 goes against the total, which is over 100,000. I don't know the exact total for the cost of the project, but just-
Okay.
Does that clarify?
No.
No, okay.
It actually made-
So
So the-
we had budgeted 150 for the project. It actually,
Was 175 roughly.
did I do that right? Let me look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You look at the,
We're net money ahead is
yeah.
is the
'cause
important.
that's
Okay,
what
so
it is, but-
if we're net money ahead, if that extra grant came in and paid for it all, why did we just move $25,000 out of contingency if it's already, if we don't?
Because
need
we
it?
have to reflect that that's where the money is being expended. Here, let me look at here. All right, so
I
here,
don't think I saw it.
so there's two separate things. First, we have to receive the grant income and we're budgeting to expend it. So the total cost for the final engineering ended up being $236,650. We thought that is that right? Yeah. I don't know. how to
Yeah,
explain
we-
this. So
we
it is both. Right, Elena?
yes.
That includes the grant. And so the total cost. So it ended up being, okay, I'm gonna say this right. Sorry. I should have just read the staff report out loud. So we anticipated it to cost 150 was what we budgeted. It ended up being that 236. So we're using 62,000 from the grant. And we also have to transfer 25,000 more over. So, but they have to happen in two separate things. One's a transfer,
That's
one's
fine.
actually adjusting the budget.
My question is, I just thought we only needed 25 about what our budget was, but it added.
It was
up.
the
Gotcha.
total, yeah, the total.
All right.
All right, thank you. Sorry about that. Gosh.
So we need a motion on this to do.
Since I tortured her, I'll read it. I moved to approve resolution 2023-002, a resolution adopting and appropriating funds for the supplemental budget for fiscal year 2022-2023.
Second.
Yeah, first and second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion passes. Thank you. I'm at the next citizen and community group comment. I have none in front of me. Board member comments. I'll start off with Mike down there.
I don't have any comments.
Paul,
Nothing further.
okay, Joel?
Pass.
All right.
Thank you guys for your hard work. I really appreciate it, answering our questions, we need to get as much information out or in our own heads as well as out to the public that we can. So I really appreciate you guys putting in the work and being here to answer our questions.
Heidi,
Nothing further.
okay, Trudy,
Just thank you for bringing forward some alternatives this evening and giving us something to, kind of chew over. So appreciate it.
okay, thank you all. I appreciate it. I have no comment. This meeting is adjourned. You have 10 minutes